Hello students, today I am going to discuss the metallurgy extraction of zinc. Zinc metal, you know what are the ores of the zinc, student? First of all, ores we have ZnS, zinc blend. This is the most important ore of zinc, zincite and calamine. These are the main ores of the zinc. As the first thing, of course, in every metallurgy we have told you that we have to do crushing and grinding of the ores so that we get them in the powdered form. The main thing is that we get the ores in the powdered form, students. Next step is always the concentration of the ores. And we already know, if you have ZnS, which is the most important ore, zinc blend, you know that this is concentrated by froth flotation process. And students, we have discussed in detail in one of our video lectures the froth flotation process, where we add pine oil, blow air, and then we have froth is formed, which is skimmed off. Zinc sulfide is obtained in concentrated by using froth flotation process. Or other ores we can either we are doing hydraulic washing also. The gangue particles are lighter; they can be washed away with the water. So after we have got the concentrated ore, the gangue particles settle down. They have been removed. The next thing we can do from here, it is clear that we will have to do the roasting of ZnS. So we will heat in reverberatory furnace ZnS with a large amounts of the oxygen. What will be the result of that? ZnS, this is my solid oxygen gas, students. What we will get? ZnO and sulfur dioxide gas. So what we are having, this is our 2, this is our 3, 2. So what we get here, students, that we can oxidize to form zinc oxide, and sulfur dioxide we can use it for the manufacture of sulfuric acid. Other volatile impurities, they evaporate. Volatile oxides, if they are there, they are volatile, so they will evaporate. We can also get out of them moisture, water, etc. is also removed. And in this process, we know that the ore becomes porous, so it is more easy to reduce the ore. Therefore, the next step will be the reduction of the ZnO. If I have calamine, then I can do the calcination. Heating in the absence of air, what you will get will be ZnO plus CO2 gas. So we will heat, and in the absence of air, then the result is we get ZnO in the absence of air or limited supply of the air. So what we have now, the oxide of the iron. So the thing is how to reduce the oxide of the iron. Let us see what type of principle we can apply. We will use the thermodynamic principles for the reduction of ZnO by carbon or coke. Now here, what is the basic? What we are saying, ZnO is heated with carbon. The result is ZnS, zinc, and what we are getting is carbon monoxide here. The reduction at what temperature is important, students. That is why we are talking of thermodynamics or Ellingham diagram. Ellingham diagram, I have given 2 video lectures on Ellingham diagram, in which I have told you that what is the best, how do we choose the reducing agent, whether it is carbon or carbon monoxide when we are reducing, or some other metal could be used to reduce it. Here I have drawn Ellingham diagram. The diagram is given in every book. As I told you, the exact values are given here. In Ellingham diagram, we make graphs of the delta F0 values, which are the formation of the oxides of the different elements versus temperature. Temperature I have taken here in Kelvin scale, students. So what we have this graph, and we have already discussed in detail to you students that the lines which are lower are going to reduce the lines which are above them. In other words, the oxides which are lower have larger value of negative delta G. When the delta G is more negative, this oxide is more stable, therefore more difficult to reduce. In other words, you can see that the zinc is ZnO, Zn curve, this is lying below. But on the other side you see copper and Cu2O is lying above. In the last lecture I discussed the smelting or reduction of the copper oxide. There you see that it is more easy to reduce Cu2O, and more easy and lesser temperature is required for the reduction of Cu2O, but higher temperature is required for the reduction of ZnO. Because the zinc oxide, you can say this curve, this line is lying below, and only you see the interesting thing here, very important point. The Allingham diagram is of great help to us, that whether carbon is a reducing agent or CO is a reducing agent for ZnO. This question has been asked for ZnO. You can see that this curve Zn, this is the 1180 Kelvin is the boiling point of zinc. At this point the zinc starts boiling, it gets converted from solid to liquid to gas. And what we are saying, zinc solid to zinc liquid, and then here zinc gas. So this is the boiling point. That is why there is a sharp and sudden rise in the slope, as you can see in this case. And as it rises, you can see that this is cutting the carbon and these two lines at 1270 Kelvin. You see that this line, this carbon and this carbon, they are lower. So carbon to carbon monoxide and carbon to carbon dioxide becomes lower. At what temperature? And you can see above 1270 this becomes lower. Then what you can see for the ZnO curve. Therefore above 1270 Kelvin temperature, carbon will reduce ZnO. And therefore this is what we calling this, we can say this is what we are saying smelting. And you can see carbon monoxide is above. Therefore carbon monoxide cannot be used for reduction of ZnO. Important, because the carbon monoxide carbon dioxide curve is lying above this line. Therefore it is the coke, it is the carbon which is used as a reducing agent, not the carbon monoxide for reduction of ZnO. I hope this is a very important point. Not carbon monoxide reduces ZnO, and you can see that the temperature above which this line becomes above the carbon and carbon CO and CO2 curve. So above 1170 Kelvin, we can say that ZnO will be reduced by carbon to form Zn plus CO or Zn plus CO2. So here you are getting zinc, and moreover, because this is the boiling point of this is above the boiling point of the zinc, so we are getting the zinc is distilled off. I am saying is distilled off, because the boiling point we have said is this temperature. This is 1270 student, 1270. The boiling point of the zinc is 1180 Kelvin. So at this point it becomes gas. So we can distill it we can distill and chill, cool. So you will get zinc in the liquid form from the vapors of the zinc. So students, this diagram is very important because it tells us that it is not the carbon monoxide which reduces ZnO, but it is the carbon which is reducing. It is the carbon which is reducing zinc oxide at a temperature, you can say, above this, when this lines becomes lower, and the zinc oxide and moreover, as we have seen that the smelting or reduction of zinc will take place at a much higher temperature than in the case of the copper, because the copper oxide line is much higher than zinc oxide. Okay students, I end up here and I will see you in my next lecture, where I will see electrolytic method for the production of aluminium.